Round one. Fight.
Heroes never die.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
I used to be an adventurer like you. Then I took an arrow in the knee.
Power, sex, power. They both come down to one thing.
Hungry gamers.
Hello, and welcome, boys and girls, to the 209th episode of the Hungry Gamers podcast. We are powered by ATEBIT.net and those sexy legends over at Audio Technica. I'm your not so humble host, Brendan White. You can find me just about everywhere at Brendan8bit. And joining me today, the other half of my wolf pack, the Kevin Nash to my Scott Hall. We talk about Miss Allie Hart. How you doing today, Miss Hart? What's going on?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm just doing the little wolf pack thing to the webcam right now.
The little visual cue for our listeners.
That's it. So, listeners just visualize me going right to the webcam with the little wolf pack hand symbol. And we're sort of doing the tapper. But anyway, I'm good. It's Saturday morning. The sun is shining. I've sort of started to redo the studio in here, so I'm slightly differently positioned than you used to see in, but making it work.
Yeah, it's screwing me over. I'm so used to you sitting in a certain location. I just realized my Zoom meeting thing has Kevin Nash.
Yep.
I just realized that as I was making a comment about your background, and I've got a muscly man as my background, so I do apologize.
I had to sort of wait and see on that because I've been looking for a while. All I could see is the arms because he's sort of got his arms on his hips and I couldn't see the rest of him. So I was trying to work out just off the arms and the tattoo. I could see who it was and I couldn't get it until you moved out of the way.
Yeah, it's just a weird coincidence that you ended up calling me the same person who's sitting right behind me in the Zoom meeting. Yes. But fixing up the studio is always fun. It's good to get a bit of a refresh.
Yeah, it takes a bit longer than expected. I bought some like little cable management trays and bolted them under the desk as well. So I've got like my power boards and all my little power bricks and stuff off the ground now. So it's a bit, just have a look. It's a bit tidier under there. Still got some boxes and stuff you can't see just over to my left here that I need to work through. But I'm just doing it in stages. I bought a little leather single-seater recliner I'm going to put in over in the corner there and sort of have it as little cash space as well at the same time. So we're chipping away.
Wow, a leather recliner?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
For
Facebook
reading?
Marketplace coming through with the goods.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Try not to get stabbed or anything.
I'll try not to. They seem friendly enough during the chat discussions, so we'll see how it goes when I go meet them. I might need to take a weapon.
So what have you been up to game-wise?
I have been playing all the things. We dabbled for a hot minute on this past Sunday or your Saturday, playing a bit of Fallguys. No crowns for myself or yourself. You were close. Very close.
Very, very close.
Was literally ripped out of your grasp by a portal man or portal person.
Yeah, a little portal bot. Yeah, I'm getting so used to it now. Like the rubber banding is like and the lag. Like I'm just so used to. If I win, I'm shocked. Even when like the crown is like right there, it could be in my hands, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna wait till what the game tells me happened because like I do not trust this game anymore.
Yeah, and I feel that I was watching you when we were playing last weekend, and there was a tail tag where this guy Superman dove like across the map to you in the last second and somehow grabbed your tail from 50 meters away. Like it was so bananas.
On an incline too. Like
yeah.
I was on like a higher level. He was below, but he still got it easy.
Yeah, it was scummy. But outside of that, I've been playing a few games. I've just finished the first chapter of Tell Me Why, which is the Xbox exclusive from Don't Nod. It's another one of those episodic narrative-based adventure games, I guess you could call it. And it's centered around two twins, which is Allison and Tyler Ronan. And you go back to your childhood home in Alaska and come to terms with some pretty hectic stuff that happened when you were kids. I don't want to go into full spoilers, but it's pretty cool. It's more of that Don't Nod emotional herky-jerkiness, you could say, like some of the decisions and some of the storylines that play out during your experience as the twins. I think it can resonate with a lot of people, especially like a lot of younger people going through maturity and bullying, and Tyler especially, like from childhood to now, he's transitioned to a male. So he's the first sort of, I guess, lead transgender character in gaming, I think, which was one of the biggest dot points when this game was first announced about a year and a half ago, seeing a transgender lead and how that's handled. And I think Don't Nod handle that with a lot of respect and a lot of appreciation and care to that topic. So it's good to see how that was sort of portrayed on the screen. I'm looking forward to episode 2 and 3. Like, episode 2 dropped, I think, yesterday, and then episode 3 comes out a week later. So they're churning this out really quickly. They aren't making a pretty long wait. So I'm looking forward to finishing this arc with the Ronan twins over the next couple of weeks. But it's going to wait because I've been playing Avengers the last couple of days, and boy howdy, this is pretty freaking good. All this negative Nelly action going out there and people poo-pooing the game. I'm loving it. I'm really enjoying my time. I've just been playing the single player campaign at the moment. I haven't jumped on and done anything online. I've just been dealing with this standalone story they've put together. The story's great. The characters are cool. Kamala Khan is one of my favorite new video game characters of this year. I love the character. Love the enthusiasm and the exuberance that she shows. Like, it's very true to the comics, and just sort of seeing her, idolize these people and then working in alongside them, and that just excitement that she's got. Like, she's like constantly like, this pinch me, I'm dreaming type of mentality she's got. It's really nice to see. It's got a lot of heart. The combat's nice. I'm really digging it. Like, the graphics are real pretty. The soundtrack is cool. The voice acting's great. I'm liking this original story they've put together in the Avengers or the Marvel universe. And yeah, I can't wait to play more of this. Like, I don't know how it's reviewing or scoring at the moment. I might actually check Metacritic right now as we talk. But what do you think? Have you been watching anyone play?
I have been watching different people play this game, and I've got to tell you, it's a very boring game to watch.
It's a lot of same. It's a lot of punch, grab, punch, punch, go there, punch.
Exactly. It looks like a lot of the muchness. I've got to still say, it still looks like a beautiful game. It looks like really, really nice. But I am seeing a lot of like technical issues that people are having, like people getting just completely booted out of their game, moments freezing. Someone had absolutely no dialogue in a cutscene, so they had no idea what was happening. It was just like no dialogue. So, and it's definitely been reported on Twitter, like a lot of people have been experiencing some kind of technical issues. I'm curious because I'm hearing a lot of like mixed things in regards to the story campaign. Now, a lot of people have said the single player story campaign is great. It's really, really good. But then a lot of people have also kind of mentioned that maybe it wasn't thought out as much, or it didn't get the same love and attention as maybe the multiplayer did. Yeah,
because I haven't really played the multiplayer, I can't go a hard yay or nay on that, but I feel they could probably add a little bit more to maybe the variety of the campaign missions that you go through, because it does feel a little bit samey, just in, different environments, more unique locations, but the gameplay loop is pretty much the same right from the jump. But I'm just really digging it. So it's 72 at the moment on Metacritic. So not the best, clearly, but it's not a complete dumpster fire. Like, I think anything in the 70s, I think, is a pretty passable score. I'd probably rate it a little bit higher at the moment with my experience so far. Maybe like an 80, just because I'm really enjoying it. Like, I'm really loving the characters, and it's very refreshing from a lot of the other games I've been playing lately, which are pretty bleak, pretty heavy, where this is a little bit lighter in tone. And there is some cool elements in the game that break up the gameplay loop a little bit, where like you've probably seen it and it's been showcased in a lot of the gameplay and the trailers, but there's a part where you're trying to escape like a very enraged Hulk, and it's like this like horror game chase scene part, and you're running through and he's smashing through stuff and trying to grab you and whatever else. So I like that they break up the gameplay mechanic in that regard. But it's just really fun to play. I like the skill trees. I like that you can sort of customize your Avengers members how you see fit, whether it be from a playstyle perspective or an aesthetics perspective. You can put pretty quirky skins on them, ones from various comic universes and things like that too. So yeah, everyone that you build is going to be unique to you, or at least there's a high probability it's going to be unique for myself as opposed to everybody else. So I like that about it. I'm going to try and play some of the multiplayer over the weekend to just start fleshing out the full experience. But as far as the single player campaign, like I'm very impressed by it so far. And Crystal Dynamics and Square and everybody else that's involved, like, hat tip to everybody, and thanks to Square and Bandai Namco for slinging us a copy to play and review. So very appreciative of that. But yeah, I'm really digging it. I'm digging the single player, and I can't wait to play more of this over the weekend.
Yeah, I can see it. Like, from what I captured story-wise, it seems like a really, good story. I wouldn't say it was too punchy, but it's engaging enough, and it's good, involving the characters that it does. It was interesting seeing how they kind of switched between characters as well. Mm-hmm. And I absolutely, from what I've seen of the different costumes, Hulk's, I don't know what the outfit's called. It looks kind of like, island beach party kind of outfit where he's wearing like a hat and a Hawaiian shirt kind of thing. So that's kind of cute. Yeah,
I like that you can make the characters just look dumb. Like, maybe dumb's not the right word, but I guess completely out of place for the world they're in. They're fighting, trying to save the world, I guess, for lack thereof a better term. Like, they're here to try and keep everybody safe, and they're in like a Hawaiian shirt or like flip-flops or casual this or retro that. Like, it's quirky, but I like that they give you that freedom and customization. Like, yes, there is a web store where you can buy these skins outright, or you can earn them throughout the game as well. So no doubt they're getting a pretty substantial clip of the ticket with some of these like epic or rare skins and game tags and stuff like that. But really digging it, really digging it. And Sandra Saad as Kamala Khan has been a pleasant surprise. She's right up there with one of my favorite characters in gaming this year, and it's just she's got a lot of heart, which I love about this game. Like and just sort of seeing her as a young enthused teenager, and then she sort of gets into early adulthood when the game jumps 5 or so years after the big situation that happens on A-Day. But yeah, I'm keen to play more of it and see where this story takes me, and want to try and get the single player finished over the weekend, and then start deep diving on the multiplayer and see if I'm going to cop any bugs. Because at the moment I haven't copped any of that. I haven't had any tearing. I haven't had any dialogue missing. No DCs. Nothing. It's just been rock solid. My PS4 Pro sounds like it's going to blow up though. Like, the jet engine is whirring like it's never done. Or I'd probably lie. It's whirred like that on quite a few of the big AAA games, but it feels like it's getting pushed to its limits with this game. Yeah. The only one sort of jarring moment I've felt playing this game though is you're doing a mission with Kamala and Hulk, and the mission ends and you are Hulk and you're doing some battling and stuff, and then it ends and it cuts to this sort of computer that Kamala Khan's working on, and then all of a sudden Hulk's back as Bruce Banner, but you don't see the transition. He's clothed already, and I'm sitting there going, where did he get all these clothes? Like, I know he can sort of jump in and out, but where did he get these clothes? Yeah, I'm like, what's going on here? Where did he find this Avengers hoodie all of a sudden? Where was that?
Yeah, I know exactly which sequence you're talking about. I saw that too, and I'm like, I'm sorry, where did that come from? You should be, I guess you can't have a grown man sitting naked in front of a young female lead character.
Exactly. So maybe probably reading too heavily into little things like that, but they're the little things I'm picking up on. And that's the only one of note.
It's good because I know that based on the beta, there wasn't a lot of good feedback. There was a good chunk of people that were obviously probably more Marvel fans and just waiting for this kind of game in general, and they enjoyed it. But there was quite a lot of backlash of people who didn't enjoy what they experienced through the beta. But the turnaround looks massive on this. It looks like a lot of people have changed their opinions. Mm-hmm. It looks like a lot of people actually changed their opinions after accessing the campaign. So it seems like a positive. I am actually quite surprised by the Metacritic score.
Yeah, 72.
Thought it would be higher.
So did I. I thought it was going to maybe poll around 80 odd, to be honest.
That's what I was expecting, honestly. Because like I said, like people have been experiencing like technical issues, but I just feel like I've been hearing more positive than anything. So
yeah. I think one thing they probably didn't do very well from a marketing perspective is clarify that there is this big in-depth single-player campaign. I've noticed a lot of people were very surprised that existed in the game. They just thought it was this shared online experience. They didn't really know that there was a big, meaty, standalone, singular offering. So I think they probably could have doubled down and focused and emphasized that more in their war table discussions and stuff, because it's really good. I'm really vibing it so far. And yeah, can't wait to finish it, and yeah, just really happy. And I feel this is like a little taster of what we're going to expect with something like Suicide Squad. I feel this is like the lighter version. Like Suicide Squad, it's going to be different tonally, but I feel a lot of these gameplay mechanics and loops are going to be consistent across both of these franchises.
Yeah, well, fingers crossed, but I'm definitely not going to get my hopes up on anything because I don't want to be let down. Because it can happen. It is DC.
But you know what? They make good games. Or they've made good games recently.
Good games.
What about yourself? What have you been doing?
So I finally got to jump on the nostalgia wagon and got on the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1+2. And by golly, like I know playing the warehouse demo was just fun enough, but then now loading into it with all the stuff, like the videotape, the skate letters, the hydrants, the box, and like it's just like, it's the craziest nostalgia trip, but there's this like element of like the game's faster, like a lot faster.
Or have we just slowed down, do you feel?
Well, it gets worse. So I was playing it and I got motion sickness.
Really?
Yeah. I got
Goodness gracious, you had to put the controller down.
Yeah, I got dizzy. Like I got really like lightheaded from like, I guess just, 360s and spinning around and fucking crashing into the ground a lot. But by golly, did it happen. I appreciate loading into the game. It just straight up says, hey, there's a tutorial. And I'm like, yes, sir, I need that. I've never played.
Don't judge me, Mr. Hawk.
Hey, Mr. Hawk, don't judge. But yes, I do need all the help in the world. I've never played on PlayStation, so it was good to go through this tutorial. The tutorial's pretty good, pretty like straightforward, and they kind of explain to you these are the basics. You don't have to do everything, but like do the basics, and then if you want to get better or you want to learn like even more exclusive stuff, come back. Well, we'll teach you how to do more, like harder tricks or whatever. So I did the bare minimum, and then just straight loaded in, and I was getting really pissy because I'm like, why do I really have to play as Tony Hawk until I start unlocking things? I got like really like kind of like, man, like, and I was really bad too. Like I was having a really bad time playing. I'm like, I'm shit, man. This is really bad. Like, I'm like, oh, well, the music's great. The environment's great. I'm like really enjoying just like being back here. And then, I got motion sickness. I unlocked the school, played a bit of that, and then I got motion sickness. I'm like, all right, you know what? That's enough. So I'm like saving the game, backing out. I'm like, man, I really wish there was like another character. I back out straight back to the main screen, and I'm looking at Tony Hawk, and then just below his feet, there's like a little triangle symbol. I'm like, don't fucking tell me. And I clicked it, and there's all the other characters.
There's all the characters.
So
How have you found with the characters? Because I know they've used the old roster, but I like that they've made them current age. So they've all aged from what they were from the back end of the 90s.
It looks great. Like just seeing them like aged a bit. So because I finally learned how to access the other characters, straight away to Chad. And I'm like, all right, Chad still looks like himself, just, add a few years or so, a few rough years. And then loading into the game, and then I nailed everything. It just felt clicked. Good. It just like, their like handling of the game just improved dramatically because he's the only character I really played.
You got your boy back.
it got my boy back, and my playability came back, and then I actually enjoyed it a lot more. Still got motion sickness.
That was going to be my question. I was going to see if the Musker was immune to the sickness, but apparently not.
No, and the funny thing is that the game actually gives you this option to kind of like back out, like zoom out a little bit. But I don't think that helps at all. Like, I think I've obviously got to move away from the big screen TV. I'm trying to remember what TV I originally played this on, and I'm assuming it was like your old school, like 42
It would not be
like
as big as
small.
what we got today, yeah.
Yeah, it definitely was
Big 30-incher or something like that.
Yeah, so, I'm going to have to figure my way around it. But, I mean, just overall playability, it's great. Having the tunes just like cycling through and having the option just to skip just by pressing I think it was R3, so you just skip through, and just seeing these familiar stages but just really polished as well, just really polished up, it's really great. So anyone that's wondering if it really hits that nostalgia note, it does. But I mean, everyone's probably going to be as shocked as I was with just how fast it was. Like, it was a little bit confronting. I don't think I ever played, you know how they remastered it? Like, they remastered and released it, I don't know how many years ago. I never played that. So I'm not sure if there's like some middle ground that maybe people got used to that I unfortunately kind of had to do a skip and then a jump to this one. But yeah, I essentially went from like Nintendo 64 to this. So that's how my gap was. So, but it's great. It's lots of fun. The having the old school characters there, and then the new school characters. I haven't customized my character yet. I've seen the customization screen. It's, like for what they give you at the base, like it's pretty limited. Girls don't really have a lot of femininity in their face. I don't know how detailed they really went in with that, but there's also all these kind of shop items. So if you complete challenges, you kind of log them in, and then you can usually get extra items like tattoos and new decks. One thing that's really cool is they've got animated skate decks.
Oh, really?
They look really cool.
That's
They
awesome.
look really cool. So, so there's a lot of things you can complete the challenges, move the challenges towards other things, and then obviously completing challenges also unlocks other skins for your characters. I think if you complete a certain amount of challenges, you can also unlock videos, actual videos as well to watch. So, yeah.
What are you playing on? Are you on PlayStation?
Yeah.
Okay. God damn it. I need to get a copy on PlayStation then. I got an Xbox. I think I'm like the lone Xbox soldier for Tony Hawk. Everyone else is on PlayStation.
Yeah, you know what? Xbox didn't even come to mind when this was announced for some reason. I just went, yeah, PlayStation. That makes sense. Sorry.
That's all right. I'm like the last holdout. I'm like any sort of multi-platform AAA. I'm like, yeah, I'm going Xbox. Then I see everyone over there. I'm looking through the window, single tear down my cheek.
Everyone's partying, having a great time, and you're just
I'm out in the
against
rain.
the window. Yeah. But anyone that's on the fence about it, I think it's a good investment.
Cheap too?
It's good price, and I know that a lot of places actually been selling it even cheaper. This
Here in Australia, you can get it for about 50 to $55 maximum, which is, it's still
damn good for
50
Australian
odd
standards.
bucks, but that's super cheap for a game, or two games, really, in essence.
Yes. Well, yeah, it's 2 games. Have they added much to it? I can't really exclusively say if I feel like there's been much more added, but I mean, for considering how much detail they put into it and how much they fixed it up and how much they kind of took it from its original graphics and then moved it up onto for this generation, I think it's worth it. I'm trying to think because you get 1 and 2, and I think you get the builder mode. I'm trying to remember what
so
the
you
third
got Creator
panel
Skater
was.
and Creator Park.
Yeah.
So the Creator Park could take, that in itself is a very deep rabbit hole to go down as far as building your dream park or your nightmare park. So,
so I personally think the investment's there. I mean, why not? How long till the next game?
Well, we're looking at Cyberpunk and Assassin's Creed and Watch Dogs at the back end of October, early November.
Yeah, so there you go. You got some downtime, everyone.
Yeah, 100%. And obviously local split screen, co-op, local split screen and then online multiplayer as well. So
Yep,
you can
true.
get on and do some stiffies with your friends.
Yeah, everyone
But
should do
it's
some
positively
stiffies with their
reviewed.
friends.
It's
Yeah.
86 on Metacritic for PC and Xbox and 88 on PlayStation 4. Always weirds me out when it's inconsistent. Like, you'd think PlayStation and Xbox would be pretty even Steven because it's near identical hardware for most part. And then PC could be the outlier because obviously you can have a pretty beefy PC or a very underpowered PC. So yeah, but 88 or 86 on PC and Xbox. So well reviews, better reviews than the Avengers. So there you go. Take that as you will.
Yes, we know who picked this better game this week.
Yeah, you got me. You got me. All right, so quick bit of housekeeping. Episode 9 of the Hungry Games Show is dropping live this week on patreon.com/We Are 8-Bit, and it's starring Benny McJanet, and he's leaving Earthrealm to do battle with Mortal Kombat 11. So let's see if it ends up in a flawless victory or if the trivia game fatalities his ass. Also, when you're done checking that out on patreon.com/We Are 8-Bit, obviously head over to 8bit.net, 8bitnation.net, or shop8bit.net if you want to check out our official web store. Get yourself some sweet 8-bit swag from there. When you're done checking out our stuff, obviously audiotechnica.com or audiotechnica.com.au if you want that local link. Get yourself some of the best audio equipment on the market. We're talking headphones, microphones, gaming headsets, turntables, in-ear, over-ear, noise cancelling, Bluetooth, all those buzzwords and necessities that you're needing for your audio goodness. It is all there and it is all fantastic, especially those limited edition ATHM50 purple 8-bit headphones. Get a copy of them before they sell out. And when you're done getting some merch and some audio equipment, head on over to iTunes, give us a rating and a review and a subscription if you can. 5 stars would be appreciated, but just be honest. If it's not 5 stars, tell us why. We'll take it on board and we'll try and get better. But yeah, be sure to rate, review, subscribe us as well as all the other podcasts in the hashtag 8bit collective, or all the other podcasts you're listening to on the reg. And lastly, we have got some 8-bit members participating in a couple of upcoming PAX Online panels. Check out the directory over on the PAX website now. All the listings and the times, depending on your time zone, is there to convert. So we've got John O'Peck sharing an episode of Putting in Work with Yuri Lowenthal and Jennifer Hale. I've heard good things. Haven't been able to get a sneak peek of it yet. Jono will not open it up to his friends because he's a bastard, but we love him. But be sure to check it out on PAX Online's very succinct agenda. And the other one, we've got Before You Go Live 2.0, which is a panel that we co-hosted a couple of years ago with Audio Technica. So it is myself, as well as Matt Stallone and Gary Boss from Audio Technica in the United States, talking about tips and tricks and factoids as far as content creation, things to be mindful of with microphones, headphones, some software tips and tricks, as well as a little bonus where I talk about why pink glazed donuts are the best donuts. So be sure to check out that panel as well. Recorded my little segments this week, and it was an absolute pleasure to be involved in that. So shout out again to the Legends Audio Technica for putting that together, as well as the Legends at PAX for putting this crazy online-only experience. Several days of just insanity and awesomeness and news and reveals and panels. We've got plenty of things coming up over the next few weeks to get excited for. So, yeah, set your watches to check out our 2 panels that we're part of. So, very excited for that.
Exclusively with Australia's John O'Peck.
Yes. I apologise for underselling you there. Yeah, Jono, Australia's John O'Peck. That is what he is now forever known as. Because the press release on that talked him up like he's up there with Scott Morrison as far as the infamy.
Oh, that's not...
Yeah, maybe not Scott Morrison. Is he at Hugh Jackman levels? Hugh Jackman's pretty special to me.
Well, I mean,
Jono's
technically
pretty
he was on Tony Hawk levels.
That's true. Yeah,
Same.
Tony Hawk levels. He did get mentioned in the same breath as Tony Hawk. So
There we go.
yeah, that's no small feat.
No. And
Hell
then
yeah.
Apparently pink donuts and some bullshit going on in the Audio Technica one.
Oh,
Pink
yeah.
donuts? Really?
They're the best. Pink glazed.
I'm going to have to see this panel.
Oh yeah, it's very controversial, but yeah, pink glazed is the best. Case closed. On to some news.
This week's news headlines.
All right, got a few little quick hitters for y'all. First, CD Projekt Red confirms next-generation version of The Witcher 3. The Witcher 3 is coming to next-gen console hardware at a date to be confirmed later. There's been no sort of release window announced just yet, but they have confirmed that it is designed to incorporate a range of visual and technical improvements. It is the complete edition of the game, including all expansion packs and additional content, and it'll be available as a free update for those who already own the game. So this is just one of many next-gen enhancements and improvements that a lot of these developers are getting involved in, where they're going to have an optimized for PS5 and Xbox Series X version of the game. But it's cool. Like, this game came out in 2015, so it's 5 years on, and it's getting another fresh coat of paint. But obviously, it's been selling really well, and then we got a big beefy spike off the back of the Netflix Witcher TV series. The three games as a whole now have sold over 50 million copies, and The Witcher 3, I think, is responsible for around 30 million or so, give or take, of those sales. So it's
Makes sense.
It's it's a bit of a world beater, but yeah, more next gen, more The Witcher 3 and some next gen upgrades and enhancements. I'm keen. I don't think I'm going to go back because it's a hell of an investment, but I can appreciate them for doing this while also juggling Cyberpunk.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, they do not have time on their hands. Gotta get a game out. Thank you very much. I'd like to see how much it improves graphically, because I mean, you can only I'm not talking about Tony Hawk, but like, you can only like polish it up and like, lift it to a level that that you can without really putting in a lot of work into it. So I mean, this could be an opportunity for me to finally play The Witcher 3 if it looks good enough. So maybe it's becoming Skyrim. Like, it is just going on everything. Like, it's on the Switch now. It's obviously on all the consoles and PC now. It's going to be on next gen. I doubt we'll ever see it on a smartphone, but like, yeah, it is just getting plugged into everything. And it makes sense because a lot of people are very hyped on The Witcher at the moment with the Netflix successes, and then obviously they've got the anime style spin-off, and now they've announced the prequel, and then they've got the second season of the mainline Witcher series, and it's just, Witcher everywhere. So I'll take more of it. Yeah, is it on? It's not on the Switch yet, is it?
Yeah, it's on Switch. Yeah, it's ready to roll on the Switch.
Hot diggity dog. Yep, and it is the Skyrim.
Completely unrelated, but also having much success. Fallguys bidding contest raises $1 million for SpecialEffect. Esports club G2 Esports, FPS training game AimLab, and content creators Tyler Ninja Blevins and Jimmy Mr. Beast Donaldson have pledged to donate $1 million to UK-based charity SpecialEffect. This is the result of a 2-week-long bidding contest organised by the Fallguys Twitter account. On August 17th, it launched a Battle of the Brands, with companies invited to tweet the highest amount of money they'd be willing to donate to SpecialEffect. The highest bidder would get its brand included in Mediatonic's hit Battle Royale game as a costume. So we've got 4 unique costumes coming our way via this sort of charity drive. Awesome to see. Like, I watched it when it first played out at the start of August, and people were like, yeah, 10 grand, 50 grand, and then it got to like 100 grand, 300 grand, and then the old big dickers just came out and they just went, here's $1 million, I'll see you $1 million, I'll see you $1 million. Like, it is awesome to see.
Yeah, and I like how they kind of went with this, because I think it was probably between like Ninja and Mr. Beast with the throwing down like a good like $500,000. But the idea that all like 4 of them came together just so that they could put them, like, they knew it was going to a charity, so they said, all right, let's work together and just slam down $1 million to this charity so we can make a real difference. And I'm really, really glad that like that Fall Guys had the success that they did, and then with that they went and did some good with it. Like, you hardly ever see brands kind of take that route. And I just think it's really positive. Like, we make fun of the Fall Guys Twitter for their, meme-tastic, way that they kind of present themselves. But, I mean, the engagement, the popularity, just the constant referencing and everything, it put themselves on a higher level and I guess a bigger outreach. So then they were able to do something extremely positive. And $1 million to this charity, SpecialEffects. So it's like video games accessibility for people with special needs. Yeah. So yeah, I think this is great. And then because 4 people went in, and because of the amount, the Fall Guys team has decided that we'll be getting 4 skins. So, yeah, oh no,
Sorry.
I can't believe I didn't even pick up that one. I was too much in wholesome mode that I didn't even hear that one.
Yeah,
Oh my.
it cut straight through the wholesomeness to me and went straight to doodle-based jokes, and it got me good.
How do you sell that now? 4 character skins?
Yeah.
Anywho, there's a
Multiple
good
skins
chance.
for 4 very talented industry pillars. I don't know. But it's awesome to see. And yeah, Special Effect do awesome work. It's really good to see people with special needs and disabilities still being able to enjoy themselves and play video games. Like they make custom rigs and accessibility options and creations for them to still be able to play games, even if their movement and physical abilities aren't where they'd like them to be. So it's great to see, and more of this, please. More using your platform for good. And shout out to everybody there at Mediatonic because this game just keeps popping off. Like I think they're at 1.5 million Twitter followers now,
Oh god,
which
I
is
wouldn't be
bananas,
surprised.
and it's just going to keep going.
Yeah, season 2 starts in October, right?
Yeah, but more of this, more raising money for good causes, like making a skin. Yes, it would take some development time to make this happen, but in the grand scheme of things, if you can put someone on this from various development studios to do types of things like this within games to raise money and raise awareness for great causes, do it. No excuses. Just make it happen. Mm-hmm. All right, the next little banger. Twitch now lets anyone host Amazon Prime Video watch parties. And Twitch has rolled out its watch parties feature to all creators worldwide, allowing the platform streamers and subscribers to watch Amazon Prime Video together. The Verge reports that anyone with an Amazon Prime Video account can now host a public watch party when accessing Twitch via a desktop, with other Amazon Prime Video account holders invited to participate and watch the stream. It adds, watch parties is currently not available on mobile devices, but Twitch is working on it and expects to roll out said feature in the coming months. It is also important to note that Amazon's library of movies and TV shows will be restricted based on an individual user's geographical location, despite the feature now being globally accessible. Amazon's catalog varies between regions, therefore the streaming of licensed content will be prohibited on titles that are unavailable in the host country. Cool little feature. I was scrolling through Twitch the other night and Panda TV, our boy Ryan, he was watching something, so I jumped in and watched about 5 minutes of it. But that's usually my Twitch or streaming attention span. I'll give something a few minutes, then I'm off to the next one or I'm out. So yeah, gave it a crack. Cool feature. It gets a little bit more of inclusivity and feeling like you're in a room together. I guess you could say watching a movie, like the old, sleepover sessions or going to the cinemas. So I like that aspect, especially now with COVID and isolation. But it's cool. Maybe not for me, because when I like to watch a movie, I like to be engrossed in it instead of having people chattering and making their comments everywhere. So that's going to be the juggling act for this, I think.
I've never gone to one of these like watch parties whenever they've been advertised, but I'm exactly like you. Like if I'm going to watch something, I don't want someone sitting there commentating over it. Like we're either watching it or we're having a discussion about it. If it's a watch party where people are having a discussion about something, I get that. But if it's like, hey, let's all watch it together, I'm like, well then what? Like I remember even before this, sometimes Twitch people used to try and do watch-alongs where they'd say everyone sync and then on 3 we'll press play.
Yeah.
And then like some of them would have like a Discord of people. I'm like, that's even worse. That's like 20 voices over this. Like, so I mean, I'm sure it's a good initiative, and I'm sure some people have seen some positive out of it. It's obviously Amazon also promoting their Prime Video as well because they want people to use it. I just don't know if I'd ever use it. I'd be curious to see how people have been using it and then how viewers have been finding it.
Yeah, I think for more casual viewers it'd probably be ideal, but I'm with you. Like if I want to watch something, I want to give it my full attention. I don't want to hear Johnny Smith or Mary Sue chirping in the background about something unrelated or yelling out to their mum to bring more snacks or whatever it is. Like I just want to be in this universe that I'm watching. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to be utilizing this feature, but it's cool because it's bringing, like especially for a content creator, it's bringing your community together from all around the world to watch whatever it is as depending on obviously the region and then the potential of it not being available in said region. But
Wait,
yeah.
did they say anything about like ratings? Like
No,
you know, like
no mentioning as
PG-13?
far as
No?
I think you can put anything on depending on geographical location.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like there could be some issues there, but I guess
I guess like young like a 14-year-old or a 15-year-old jumping into a stream and maybe they're playing an R18 movie. Maybe it is just Twitch like protects themselves by, you know, verifying the age thing. Maybe that's just their little legal loophole. Once they accept those terms, it's on the viewer.
Yeah. I'd be very curious.
Very curious. Yeah, but something else that's curious. The Batman halts production again after Robert Pattinson reportedly tests positive for COVID-19. Here's the sick vengeance at the moment. Although the Daily Mail claimed the Warner's DC film had begun shooting again, working around the recently diagnosed Pattinson, Variety reports that people on the film team who were in contact with Pattinson are quarantining. The production is still doing contact tracing. It is unlikely that shooting will recommence until the roughly 2-week quarantine period ends. Set construction and prop work continues on the Batman at Warner Bros. Studios in Leavesden. The studio has so far not commented on Pattinson's health, only saying that an unspecified crew member tested positive for the coronavirus and that they have temporarily stopped production on the Batman. So there you go.
Now I know why he was so sad in the trailer. He was sick.
Exactly, and I'm assuming maybe Scarecrow, one of his evil poison gases, was the cause of this. So there's no Scarecrow at this stage.
He's not even in this movie.
We don't know. He's not yet. He could be hiding in the shadows.
Hiding in your dreams.
That's it. Some of the best parts of the Arkham games was those dream sequences with Scarecrow.
Fucking yes, and also one of my favorite designs as well.
Yeah.
Second favorite bad guy. But I feel bad. Because I feel like this Batman, actually any time now when there's going to be a production of like Batman, this feels like this dark cloud, and it's just like it's going to be hit with like anything to potentially, fuck it up. So, I mean, it seems like they've got it pretty under control. They're quarantining, they're putting everything aside kind of thing. So, did we have an actual release date for this? No.
I think it's mid next year.
Oh, so
yeah.
Okay. I'm actually quite surprised that they were actually, still going through production. Actually, there's been a lot of shows where we've heard that they've actually been in production. I'm pretty certain The Witcher is still in production. Like people are. So I'm genuinely surprised that they've been finding a way around it.
October 1 next year. Sorry, is the asterisk-based release date at the moment, depending on, I guess, how the world plays out. So, yeah, still on track, but yeah, releasing in 13 months' time, thereabouts. Yeah. Completely unrelated note, but I'm going to go watch The New Mutants tonight. It's finally hit the cinemas, so I'm going to see what it's all about. Apparently, it's been reviewing really badly, but I'm going to go do a solo cinema session tonight and see what's happening in the New Mutants world.
I feel bad with that movie because it's got two characters. You can pinpoint exactly when this movie was meant to come out based on the two key actors that they have featuring in the movie, which is the guy from Stranger Things, and I'm really bad with actors' names, by the way. I've made that clear. And the girl from Game of Thrones.
You talking about Wolf and then Maisie Williams?
Sure.
Yeah.
You could have said John and Jane, and I would have been like, yeah, why not?
Winner!
But, the fact that they were, kind of almost the key actors for this, you can kind of tell exactly when this was meant to come out. And now that it's finally come out, after a lot of bullshit that they had to go through, now it's just the movie's shit. And it's like, well, great.
Yeah. Which sucks because they are trying to go down a more horror route with the Marvel franchise, so I'm curious to see how it gets executed on the screen and if it is as bad as what the critics are saying. But I'll give it a go. I'm just excited to go to the movies for the first time in forever and eat popcorn. So
I don't think I'll be going to the movies anytime soon, to be honest.
Yeah, I went. Oh, I lie. I went about a month ago with my mum, and Event Cinema is very specific with how it all rolls out. And like when you book a seat, they then pretty much block out like 2 rows in like a square radius around you that no one can sit.
Oh, maybe I will go to the cinema now. That is my
Yeah.
biggest like thing that I hate about the cinema is having to sit next to a stranger. So maybe I'll look.
So that worked really well, and everyone in the session we went to respected that and kept the space. So I like that they're smart around it and sort of put this little invisible barrier around everybody. So yeah, I'm gonna go check out New Mutants tonight and see if I'm gonna get disappointed or if it's gonna be all right. If the Marvel trend for me can keep on keeping on. All right, something else is keeping on. Super Mario Brothers, the franchise that will not die. My goodness gracious me. And we're going to recap here the Super Mario Bros. 35th anniversary direct that occurred earlier this week at the back end of the week. And this comes via way of Tom Phillips at Eurogamer. Nintendo has at last lifted the lid on its celebrations for Super Mario Bros. 35th anniversary via a Nintendo Direct broadcast stuffed full of Mario games, old and new. Headlining the announcements was the re-release of Mario's 3 3D platforming classics, Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy. Super Mario 3D All-Stars Collection will arrive on the 18th of September, but will be removed from sale at the end of next March. Bizarre. Bizarre indeed, Tom Phillips. That is so strange. We'll talk about that in a minute. Speaking of Mario collections, the original Super Mario All-Stars pack released back on the SNES is now available to play via Nintendo Switch Online. Online subscribers will find it in their catalog right now, allowing them to once again play Super Mario Bros. Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels, Super Mario Bros. 2, and Super Mario Bros. 3. A deluxe version of Wii U platformer Super Mario 3D World was also revealed, officially titled Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. The game is a little further away from release. It'll arrive on Switch on the 12th of February 2021. On to the surprises, beginning with a competitive multiplayer version of Super Mario Bros. Inspired by Tetris 99. This is Super Mario Bros. 35. Where you play against 35 other players to become the last plumber standing. It arrives on the 1st of October and will only be playable until the 31st of March 2021. Again, bizarre. And again, I agree with you, Tom Phillips. A wonderfully inventive augmented reality version of Mario Kart was also revealed. Mario Kart Live Home Circuit lets you drive real Mario Kart toys around your living room via virtual tracks which duck through and around your furniture. Either a Mario and Luigi toy will ship alongside copies on the 16th of October. It wasn't just Mario software. A dinky Game & Watch Super Mario Bros. Handheld was revealed for launch on November the 13th, neatly fitting into this year's stocking filler spot previously taken up by the NES and SNES mini consoles. This device will let you play the original Super Mario Bros. Game and will act as an alarm clock, among other things. Many other Nintendo games will also get in on the celebration. Super Mario Bros. Ultimate will host an online tournament with classic Mario characters, and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate will host an online tournament with classic Mario characters and items in November and December. Super Mario Maker 2 will get an anniversary-themed Ninja Speedrun course in November, and Splatoon 2 will host a Super Mario-themed Splatfest in January 2021. Perhaps most excitingly, Animal Crossing New Horizons fans will be able to add Super Mario themed furniture to their islands, though not until March 2021. So my goodness gracious, the announcements were coming thick and fast via this direct. Quick temperature check from you. Where are you at with this? Are you excited? Do you care? Are you going to be day one purchasing any of this? Where you at?
I didn't really care. I mean, it was interesting news, to say the least, like, especially with this whole, like, you can buy it, but then it won't be playable and, like, after this specific date or, like, whatever. Like, there was, like, a lot of weird, like, here, we're giving you something, but, like, it was a really weird kind of, like, batch of announcements. A lot of people have been super excited over that 3-pack of, was it Mario Sunshine?
Yeah. 64 Galaxy. And then Galaxy.
I never played those 2 games, so like for me, I didn't really have that excitement to be able to play it again. So I'll be happy to play it for the first time now on the Switch. So I might actually buy it, but I just wasn't as hyped as a lot of people were when the announcements were made. So like I said, like mild temperature, but I'll probably join in. The weird thing was that Mario Kart toy. Like I watched the video.
That's my kind of weird too.
it's like because they actually sold like little are they called like RV racing cars, like the little toy ones. They've got the little sort of figure 8 loop set you can get with little RC cars. Oh, and then they just had just general like what do they call it? They're just standalone like
slot cars.
No, it wasn't even a slot car. It was just like a little car that, you know, you could control with like a remote in your hand and just it would drive around. So it seems very similar to that, although now they're, you know, got this little camera unit on the top of your, like, the cart. And then it's obviously going to track out a race within, you know, your house or whatever space that you put it in. And then you can, like, look down on your Switch and, like, physically see the location as you're like racing in it. So it's cool, but then at the same time I'm kind of like, I can see me getting bored with this instantly. And I'm not too sure about kids either. Like I'm not too sure because I mean, if kids are doing it, they'd be doing it in a house, and then you could only see very limited spacing for kids to use it before they start clipping like mum or dad in the ankles, or running over the cat, you know. So it's cool, but then it's also like, yeah, but it's also a bit weird, not really into it as well. So
it was a very Nintendo presentation. Like the announcements they had, like it's just, yep, this is what Nintendo do. Like the Super Mario 3D All-Stars collection, I'm excited for that. Like I loved those 3 games. It's blown up in a lot of people's excitement levels. Like a lot of people on Twitter, like, oh my god, can't wait to go back. This is the best. Thanks Nintendo. Blah blah blah. And I can respect that. And I loved playing these games, but I'm not at that level where I'm running out day one. This is a must play. Like I'm gonna buy it eventually, but I don't think come the 18th of September I'm gonna be picking it up and investing all my time in these Mario games again. Like I'm excited and I'm looking forward to it, and I'll have to get a copy of it because the end of March, it's no can do anymore. That was the weird thing I've noticed. This end of March date, I'm curious why that's such a relevant date, because that gets taken off the shelves at the end of March. The Super Mario Brothers Tetris 99, Super Mario Bros 35, that's gone at the end of March. And then also the Animal Crossing's New Horizon Mario crossover does not happen until March. So I'm wondering why
March?
This March date. Like, what's going to happen? What's the big announcement that we haven't seen yet as far as something coming up? Like, does this tie into licensing somehow? I don't know. Like, it's just weird that it's all fallen around that date.
Yeah, it is baffling, and you wouldn't assume it would be a licensing issue. I mean, it's their own damn product, really.
Yeah, you'd think Nintendo would have this thing under lock and key for the next several hundred years.
And like you said, it's actually quite curious that they also made the Animal Crossing Mario-themed furniture not available until March, as opposed to the September or, you know, the other, like, release dates. So, yeah, it's curious. It's very, very curious. A lot of people make jokes saying that this is just an outcry of we have to make money within our first quarter of the year. But I don't think Nintendo's been having too much. Like, there has been a lot of, like, you know, cheeky kind of, like, commentary on, like, Nintendo actually not providing anything, like, of substance
this year.
Yeah,
outside of Animal Crossing, like, it's these re-releases now that is getting people excited, and then they sort of forget that outside of, Animal Crossing, they haven't really had any big exclusive drop in 2020.
Yeah, so I don't know. It'd be curious to see what comes from it. I mean, the whole limiting it to me is probably the only the other thing that I've completely gone past. The fucking battle royale.
yeah, that's bizarre, and mixing in the Tetris 99 thing.
I don't appreciate them referencing that because I'm not really interested in a Mario battle royale, but as a keen Tetris 99 player. I want to be able to say what the fuck without, like, being judged for my Tetris addiction. Yeah, I don't know. This is very curious. I'm like, then once again, I'm a bit kind of surprised. I'm like, don't get me wrong. Like, there's like the speedrunning community with all the, like, a lot of Mario titles. So I guess in a sense, like, this does make sense.
Yeah.
Like, they're there will be an audience for it. So, I mean, remember when they launched like Mario Maker, and it's like, do people want to make their own Mario levels? And it turns out, yes, yes, they do.
The gaming community came together and said, yes, we are all about this life.
So, I mean, in the end, for my personal interests, like I said, I'm kind of but like, I mean, for the like Mario community, Nintendo community, and everyone else in between, like, I mean, it's content, and it's content that's being brought to them. A lot of people have nostalgia for Mario Sunshine and Mario Galaxy, so I mean, let them have it.
Yeah, fantastic games. Out of all the announcements, I think that that Super Mario, the sort of the Super Mario 3D All Stars pack is the thing that's got me most excited. I'm interested in this augmented reality Mario Kart thing, but I'm with you. I think play it twice and be like, yeah, cool, in the shelf, just like my SNES Mini, just like my NES Mini, and everything else. You know, it's going to be this knee-jerk reaction purchase that I'll love for 10 minutes and then forget about for the rest of my life. But it's just Nintendo. It's what they do. You know, they're mixing in some nostalgia hooks with some quirky new techs and new weird game mechanics and merging of universes, and somehow it usually sort of lands more often than not.
Yeah, I mean, only time will tell, and we always get really genuinely surprised. So,
But just this March date, like I know Mario Day is March 10th, but this is saying the end of March, so it's not even landing on Mario Day. It's the 31st of March, so we'll see what Nintendo have got going on there. But what we can also see what's going up in the shorter term is this.
New releases and events.
And we've got a decent smattering of titles releasing this week. Nothing that immediately comes to my mind for myself as a must purchase. The only things that I'm like, oh yeah, okay, is the Peril Gorgon DLC for the Outer Worlds. It comes out on the 9th of September. That's something where I'm like, I could go back to that universe and run around and see what Obsidian have done with this Peril Gorgon DLC. So that's interesting to me. The other one, even though I don't play the game, is The Sims 4. The Star Wars Journey to Batuu game pack drops on the 8th of September. So they're two that I'd probably throw a bit of Johnny Cash at if I needed a bit of a distraction as opposed to the Avengers and Tony Hawk.
Yeah, I'd probably just say The Sims, Star Wars Journey to Batuu pack. I'd just be curious in it. I did kind of spy my copy of The Sims when I was loading up Apex. I'm like, do I rip off that Band-Aid and start playing Sims 4 again? So that's a crazy addiction. So yeah, that's about it. That we've got on for new releases and new content coming out.
Yeah, fair call indeed. All right, let's move into the last part of this week's pod.
Tweet of the week.
And this tweet, a little bit different in tone to some of the usual ones we share on here, but it comes via way of @ChadwickBoseman. And it reads, "It is with immeasurable grief that we can confirm the passing of Chadwick Boseman. Chadwick was diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer in 2016 and battled with it these last 4 years as it progressed to stage 4. A true fighter, Chadwick persevered through it all and brought you many of the films you have come to love so much. From Marshall to Da 5 Bloods, August Wilson's Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, and several more. All were filmed during and between countless surgeries and chemotherapy. It was the honour of his career to bring King T'Challa to life in Black Panther. He died in his home with his wife and family by his side. The family thanks you for your love and prayers and asks that you continue to respect their privacy during this difficult time." So this was huge, and it came out of nowhere. Last weekend this occurred, and it was completely out of left field. No one knew that he was fighting this battle for the last 4.5 years or so, and the fact that he was able to still perform and be this positive light for just people in general, and specifically for the black community. Like, you can see the impact he had bringing King T'Challa to life in Black Panther, and the way that's changed a lot of people for the better, and how that movie as a whole represented the black community, especially sort of the African cultures and the tribes and everything like that don't really get much attention on mainstream media. It's huge, and it's a massive loss. Like, 43 is very young. Like, as we were saying earlier, like that's 10 years older than us right now, and to think that it can strike you down this quickly, like, you never know when your time is up. And to see him still go to work every day with the same energy and passion and dedication and just pureness of heart. Like everything he seems to do, every interview I've seen and every highlight clip that they've showcased of Chadwick's life, it was all just, he was just awe-inspiring with everything he did and just the way he went around, his day-to-day. It was just full of kindness. And this is a big loss. And I think it hit a lot of people. Like there was so much positive word coming out from people from all walks of life this week on social media regarding his passing.
Yeah, it was absolutely shocking. Like, to also, have a person in the celebrity limelight being able to hold extremely personal details about themselves and keep it to themselves, like a lot of his like acting buddies and everyone that he kind of worked with had no idea. He really did keep it really, close to home, which I really respect, because he he continued working, he continued, doing his art, and he's, something that he was really passionate about, and like you kind of shone light on, and how important, some of these roles were to just the people out there. And I believe he understood that, and he, that's why he continued doing what he did. And just highlighting also about like personal health and everything, and the importance on staying on top of, just getting yourself checked, and, being very aware with your body. And like as we get older, unfortunately, we have to really stay in tuned and always get checked, because like I know that a lot of people also took this opportunity to talk about people in their lives who got diagnosed with colon cancer at young ages. Like a lot of us, in our 30s, we still think we're far away from like a lot of the more usually attached to older age cancers or sickness or ailments. So it's better for us to always just remember that we need to stay on top of that sort of thing, because you never know.
100%. Like we're all pretty fragile at the end of the day. We're just flesh and bone and some organs, and this kind of thing can hit you at any stage of your life. So even though you're in your 20s, your 30s, whatever, and you feel bulletproof, take a second to sort of swallow that pride and that ego down, and do these things that the doctors recommend. Go get get screened for whatever potential risk you have. Go see the doctor regularly when you're not feeling right. Get these tests done every few years, because it's going to go a long way to helping you stay healthy and stay alive and live a good full life. Because things like this happen every day, and we never hear about it until it's someone, I guess, of this magnitude, and we get this light shined on it for this hot moment, this sort of period of time where it's like, shit, I need to do this now. But once, Chadwick becomes, I guess, less of a focal point from this week, and his story, it's always going to be relevant, but it's not as heavily portrayed in the media as is. Keep these checkups up to date. Don't just do it when the next big headline occurs. See your doctor every year, get these tests every year, get these screenings done every whatever frequency is recommended. Don't just go, oh, it'll be all right, I'll get there eventually. Don't push this shit aside, because we've all lost people we care about unexpectedly and at ages that are far too young to say goodbye to somebody due to things like that, where that ego and that just false sense of confidence just overrules medical science, really. So
exactly.
Swallow it down, go get it done, whatever it is. These tests, they might be uncomfortable, but for 10 seconds, 20 seconds of your life, to give you years on top of that is nothing. So get it done.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you'll be severely missed, and just seeing the outcry from everybody and all the memories and moments getting shared that people have had with Chadwick, whether they're celebrity friends, whether they're African-American students that have gone to the same university, or there's a great shot with Jimmy Kimmel where after one of the screenings of the Black Panther, getting a lot of people from the African-American community sort of saying how that movie impacted them in front of the poster after the screening, and then Chadwick's popping out and talking to them all, and just seeing the impact he had on them in that moment. It's very special, and not many people can do that. So you will be missed, and we hope your family and friends and everyone in that circle is doing as good as they can during this time. But this has been episode 209 of the Hungry Gamers podcast. Sorry to sort of end things on a bit of a somber note, but it's real. This kind of stuff happens, and it needs to be talked about. But this has been episode 209 of the Hungry Gamers podcast. Anything else you wanted to say before we close this down for another week, Miss Hart?
No, just probably going to highlight the 8-Bit YouTube channel. We should hopefully see some content going up this week. So, keep an eye out in that space.
That is true. There's going to be at least 2 or 3 videos because I've got ones from Sammy Deej that I haven't uploaded in about a week and a half. So sorry, Deej. I'll get there. I've been shitty. Full ownership of it right now. But I'm going to get one of those uploaded after recording this morning. But outside of that, one last little positive note. The first 3 episodes of Season 2 of The Boys is available now on Amazon Prime. I watched the first episode of Season 2 yesterday. And it's so good. I've missed this show so much and can't wait for you to finally watch this show, Miss Hart, so we can talk about it. I think you're going to be all about this show.
Maybe we can have a Twitch watch party.
Oh, yeah. I don't want you talking, Juna, otherwise I'm kicking you out of the stream.
Who's that guy? What's going on?
God, Miss Hart again. All right, 8-Bit Nation, it has been our pleasure to bring you this episode, but until next week when we're back for episode 210 of THG, much love.
And stay hungry.
You've been listening to The Hungry Gamers, one of many gaming and geek culture related podcasts from the 8-Bit Collective over on 8bit.net. Check out more episodes on your podcast service of choice. And while you're there, please be sure to rate and subscribe. Until next time, boys and girls, stay hungry.
Seriously though, pink glazed donuts are the best. Get some. 4-pack from Donut King, $15. But if you're an American, you can probably get them for like $1. Pink glaze is the best. Love you, bye.